Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm excited for this video because I know I mentioned in my color story series that I want to go through my eyeshadow collection, try to dupe new things that are coming out, or at least create looks inspired by them. And I spent a lot of time yesterday, like hours, going through all of my palettes, swatching a bunch of stuff, and I think that I have dupes for every shade in the Natasha Denona Sunrise Palette, and I am going to do a look inspired by that palette today, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I had to incorporate a lot of palettes in order to get every single color that I need for the whole palette. And obviously I'm not going to use every shade, but I am going to create a look inspired by this palette, and I have the palette, a picture of the palette pulled up on my computer so that I'm able to use that as a reference, and then I have all of my dupes written down, and I will pop in a picture right here of swatches of the actual palette and then the swatches I did to dupe the palette. And the only problem I'm having with this is that I could really only find one picture of somebody who has swatched the actual palette, so I was kind of going off of that, the look of the colors in the palette, and then also the images that have been posted as like swatches for this palette, even though it kind of looks like it's not real swatches, so it was kind of hard to go off of those. But I did my best, and I had a lot of shades that were pretty close, but I do feel like I, at least for most of them, have shades that are basically exactly the same. There are a couple that are a little bit iffy just because, like I said, I can't really find a lot of images yet of the swatches of this palette, and this intro is way too long, so I'm going to get started. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, and I probably should have thought of that first, but I have a ton of palettes here, so I'm just going to be going back and forth between a bunch of them. I will put my list in the description box of each shade in the palette and what I found as a dupe for that shade. I don't want to go through them all in this video. I think it's going to take way too long, but I will have them listed below. And yeah, I'm excited because I actually really like the look of this palette. There's obviously a lot more palettes coming out that I'm also going to do this with because I feel like there's so many good things right now. If you have any special requests for what you want me to do next, then go ahead and let me know. I'm working on the Ace Beauty, I never know how to say that. I'm working on the Oceanic palette for my next one. I also want to do the ColourPop Blue palette, and I don't know, there's so many, the new ABH palette. So yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions for what you want to see next, but I plan on having a bunch of these out because there's so many new palettes that I want to buy, so I'm hoping I have a lot of colors that I can use and have some willpower and not buy them. So Red Bull, yay. So I think I'm going to start with the shade Glory, and the dupe I have for that is in the James Charles palette. That's the shade Love That. Dun, dun, dun. That is, whoops, this one right here, and I'm going to, oh, you know what? Okay, so this is actually, I'm going to start with my dupe for the shade, I'm probably not going to pronounce things right, I suck at this, but for the shade Citrine, it's the yellow, and my dupe for that is Serendipity in my Profusion Siennas palette. I'm going to start by putting that in the first half of my crease, and then I'm going to go in with Love That for the second half / outer corner probably, and then I will go from there. I'm going to use my Morphe M506 brush for this. Oh my gosh, sorry, this is taking me so long to get into this. I am like totally out of it today. I have so many fun video ideas that I cannot wait. A lot of it has to do with new palettes that are coming out because I have just seen so many that I'm interested in, and I'm really excited because my friend Jess, she yesterday tagged me in a post on Facebook about someone was looking for someone to do their daughter's makeup for a school dance on Friday, and she kind of tagged me in that post and was like, I'm just amazing at makeup, and I ended up private messaging her, and she is coming over on Friday afternoon for me to do her makeup, and I am so excited. This is gonna be like my first. Okay, first of all, I don't really do makeup on others very often. Yeah, I really don't do it at all, so I'm nervous about that, but I'm excited. And it's so weird because I was just talking to my mom yesterday and telling her that like I would love to be able to like do makeup on the side for work and to make some extra money, but like I wasn't sure how it would go or if I would be able to do that just because like I'm not a certified makeup artist. But I did send this woman like pictures of stuff I've done on myself, which obviously if they don't want that much color, like I told her I can do much more toned down and neutral. I'm sorry about my dog. My son's playing outside and my dog gets excited. Yeah, so I am super excited. My first official job doing someone else's makeup. I'm just nervous because like I figured out and I know how to, you know, do makeup on myself and what works for me and my eye shape and my skin type and everything, but I need to learn more how to do makeup for other people. So I don't know, I'm excited, okay? Makeup just makes me so happy. I could do makeup all day, every day. All right, so now I am going into Love That in the James Charles palette to pretend like I'm using Glory from the Natasha Denona palette. And I'm gonna start pressing this on this outer half of my crease and kind of just tapping it over that yellow. I will go back and blend a little bit more in a moment. And I'm also going to put this on my outer corner. And there was a couple shades that were so hard to tell because I haven't seen anybody use this yet, so it was so hard to tell if I got them right or not. And once I see like videos on this, more videos on this palette and able to see people using it, I guess I will find out if my dupe shades are correct. But for now, I'm just doing what I think are dupes for those shades, and I can always do another video like this once, you know, I see more people using this palette and kind of update if I find things that work a little bit better. I would love to know if any of you are not interested, if any of you are actually getting this palette, or I've never used Natasha Denona eyeshadow before, or anything from Natasha Denona, but obviously I hear it's just wonderful quality. But if I can dupe all of those shades and they work out good for me, then I feel like I don't need it. And honestly, even if I couldn't, I wouldn't buy it because I don't have enough money for that right now. I don't know what I want to do for my lower lash line yet, so I'm not gonna bring that down quite yet because I'm not sure. I am gonna dip back into Serendipity in my, what the hell is this? My Siennas palette. And it's so funny because the first thing when I saw the Natasha Denona palette, I thought that this Siennas palette looked a lot like it, and actually there are a lot of very, very similar shades in there, but not like exact dupes. You guys, I'm telling you, I spent so much freaking time on this yesterday, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to continue doing this. But yeah, I'm gonna dip back into Serendipity and kind of tap that over this pink a little bit. Try to intensify the color a tiny bit. And I don't know what else I'm gonna do from here, so that's it. I'm done, bye. This is fun so far. And I'm actually going to grab a little bit of the shade B in the James Charles palette, which is the yellow, just because I want this a little bit brighter. I feel like for some reason it's not coming off as bright as I did. I don't have too many yellows, so it was kind of, there's some shades that I'm like, oh, if I mix this and this, I was like going crazy with this, okay? I like that. So now, I want to use a few shimmers. I want to try to show you as many colors as possible for my dupes, but like I said, I will also have them listed. And okay, one thing I was really struggling with is like, I can look at this palette and easily pick out colors that I think will dupe them, but then when I see swatches, they don't look like they do in the palette. There's some very unique colors, and like I would just take maybe like Awakening and pop that on my lid, but in the palette it looks like this pretty like pinky purpley, but actually the closest dupe I could find was in my Zulu palette. Where is that one? I forgot to pull that one out. For Awakening, this is the closest dupe I could find in my collection for that, and from swatches that I saw, this was pretty freaking close. And I'm probably going to use some of that, but I also want to use Aster. Is such a fun color, but it was like a really hard one to dupe as well. But I think what I'm going to do is take, let's see, so the shade Poppy, the closest one I could find was this shade here in my Morphe 35F palette. And I think what I'm going to do is just pop a tiny bit of this on the outer half of my lid, and then I'm going to use the color in my Zulu palette that is the dupe for Awakening, and put that on the rest of my lid. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. But I also want to do Aster. Hang on, I gotta put some palettes away. This is too many. So for the shade Aster, I have in my Wanderlust palette, if I mix Nimbus, a little bit of Nimbus with Gravity, that kind of makes that shade. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I want to do that on my lid. So I want to do my dupe for Awakening is this color in the Zulu palette. I'm actually going to put this out here, and then I'm going to show you kind of what I did for Aster. And I have been, so I know all of you probably know who Betty Jean is. Her channel is Butte Bean, and she uses her glitter glue almost every time she puts a shimmer on, and I actually really like doing that, and I've been trying it a lot lately, and I think it works out pretty good to get the shimmers like to stand out as much as possible. So I rub a little bit in my fingers, and then I'm just going to tap this on first, and then I'm just going to take this Alamar brush, I don't know, it's just a little flat brush, and dip into that shade in the Zulu palette that doesn't have a name, and start to put this right out on my outer part of my lid and kind of into the shade that I put on my outer corner. I've been trying to veer away from using my finger a little bit and try to use the brush, but honestly usually I end up using my finger and tapping a little bit on top. Alright, like I said, the closest thing I could do is to get like Nimbus with Gravity, so I'm going to lay this down first and then put Gravity on top of it and see how that goes. I'm going to try as hard as possible to use as few palettes and stuff as possible when I'm duping things, but the thing is that I am going to be crazy about it, and I need to find exact shades or I'm gonna get irritated. So I do have, like, I probably could have used maybe 2 or 3 palettes to get like kind of close to a lot of the colors, but I really wanted them to be exact. So okay, I think this is coming out pretty cool, but I'm gonna grab Gravity now. And I'm gonna grab this with my finger because this shade is a little weird. It doesn't really pick up on a brush very well, and I just want to make sure this shade matches more, but it was just like, didn't have quite enough of a purple hue to it to exactly match, which is why I decided to kind of mix them. I find with my Profusion palettes that I've been able to find a lot of dupes to palettes that I'm working on, which is really cool. I also have a video coming soon to a channel near you that I am using the Pinky Rose palette that I got, and I absolutely love it. And what am I gonna do now? So I think I'm still going to grab the dupe shade that I had for Poppy, which is this one here, and I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of that and mix it right into that shade from the Zulu palette. I like the way this is coming out. I haven't done anything like this before. So for the shade Laurel, which is a nice light color, I have in the same 35F palette, the second shade in, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone with that. Let's move on to the lower lash line because I'm taking forever here. See, okay, this is what's throwing me off. So the Azalea color looks pink in that palette, but swatches I saw, it looked more like orangey. So the dupe I found was Certain in this palette, but then I also have Jasper, which I found Daring. And I think what I'm gonna do is throw Daring in the outer corner, and then I'm going to use Certain on the rest of my lower lash line and to blend out the outer corner a little bit and hope that I don't mess everything up. So here we go into Daring. I am excited to see more swatch videos and find videos of people actually using this palette. Oh, good lord. Dog. Find videos of, or like watch videos when people start using this palette and stuff to see how right I am, because like I said, this one was a little tough because I couldn't really find much. I looked on Instagram, I was Googling it, and I could not find any that I thought that I found like one picture of like some decent swatches, and it was somebody that had swatches of what they thought would be dupes. So you know. Alright, now I'm taking Certain in the Siennas palette. And I'm also blending this into that other shade. And today I actually took some of my paint pot and put it right under my eyes as well. And I think that these eyeshadows are showing up a lot better because I always feel like my top of my eyes are like so vibrant, and then I have to work so hard to get anything to show up as good on my lower lash line. But I feel like this worked out pretty well. I'm actually gonna use Laurel, but it actually was the second shade in on my 35F palette, and I'm going to use this on the very inner part of my lower lash line and also on my inner corner. I think I am going to spray this just to make sure it's nice and intense. I'm going to... Guys! I'm going to throw my NYX yellow eyeliner in my waterline. I am going to... I'm just going to talk through embarking because I don't have time. I'm going to throw yellow eyeliner in my waterline, put some mascara on, throw something on my lips, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. This is my finished look. I am struggling with mascara lately because a lot of my mascaras are drying out or they're almost empty, and Annette gave me some tips on how to use the Bad Gal Bang, and I think it worked a lot better today than I than it has in the past, but it's a little old, so maybe it's like drying up a little bit. And I use my Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in Vitamin Beet. I really like these. And yeah, that's it. So I had a lot of fun. How do you think I did duping this palette? Let me know if you plan on getting this palette or if you have found any good dupes for it. And I don't know, let me know what palette you'd like to see next. Like I said, I have some in the works and I'm super excited. And if you liked this, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe to my channel. If not, that's fine too. Thank you for watching this video and I will see you guys next time.